sing that song? He says, no, we sing that song for a long time. Way, 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 I sung you a different song. That was the song Creator gave Little Tree. There was this little tree in the forest, and he heard this sound, and it made him so happy. It made him feel so good. And he couldn't figure out what it was. And pretty soon, two people came by, and one leaned over and said something to the other one, and the other one just laughed and just cracked up, just did him happy. And Little Tree, he knew that was the sound he heard that made him feel so good. He heard these human beings laughing, and so he said, Creator, I want to laugh and be like human beings. And Creator saw that this was a true wish, and it was a good wish. And so he gave him this song. In a way, 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 in a way. So pretty soon he wasn't so little, and he could look out over the trees, and he could see the people coming along the lagoon. It was up there by Freshwater Lagoon by Aurek, and he knew that when the people came over close to him, they're gonna laugh, and he just waited for them. And pretty soon they'd crack up and chuckle, and he just felt so good. In a way, in a way, in a way, in a way. So he was so big. He could watch the elk over on the prairie doing elk things. And then he could wash out over here and watch the whales spout out the water from their back. And then wash along the shore where the surface was rolling in the surf. In a way, in a way, in a way. And one day, and that big tree fell over, and he died. Big crash in the forest. No more singing in the trees. No more birds in the trees. And the people came by. And they saw this magnificent tree. And they cut it in half and they opened it up. And they whittled it out and they burnt it. And they whittled it out and they burnt it. And they created a redwood canoe. And so Creator told our people, the Yurok people, to put a bump inside the canoe, and that would signify the heart of that magnificent tree, about his perseverance, and that there's the seat, and there's two bumps there for the feet, and that's his kidney, and then there's carved up in the upper bump, and that's his lungs, and then at the bow of the boat is the grapefruit, and that's his necklace. So we embody the presence of man in our canoes. That when our boat is travelers, when our fishermen are in the boat and going, they know that they're not alone. That they always have that spirit of the boat with them. And so I'll sing that song in our way. The brush dance is our healing song, our healing ceremony. And so whenever we sing a brush dance song, we always sing it 3 times. So and as our lady friend here, do learn it. It's a song that I don't know where I learned that story or that song. in a way, 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 oh. To the spirituals of the east, those of the new day, new dawn, new beginning, new knowledge. We pray for an open heart and open mind that we may be able to hear and see and feel the things that we need to hear and see and feel. There's a place in my root and tobacco for you. To the spirituals to the south, those of knowledge and wisdom, of all the knowledge that's in the world, what we incorporate into our heart and to our mind becomes the wisdom that we walk by. There's a place in my root and tobacco for you. To the spirituals to the west, those of spirituality, the spirituality of the individual and the spirituality of the community, which is our dances. They teach us about who we are and how we're supposed to be. There's a place in my root and tobacco for you. To the spirituals of the north, those of purity, healing, and rejuvenation, there's a place in my root and tobacco for you. To the spirit of my little pipe, there's a place in my root and tobacco for you. To the spirituals upon the mountain above Salmon Creek, there's a place in my root and tobacco for you. To the spirit of the woman's rock, there's a place in my root and tobacco for you. To the spirit of Dr. Rock, the Kapoya-san, the boss of our prayers, there's a place in my root and tobacco for you. Waklau, to be alive. Waklau, to be a human being, to be able to pray. Waklau, for the love of our families, our relatives, and our people. Waklau, for all of humanity around the world. Waklau for Mother Earth. Waklau for the waters, the oceans, the lagoons, the rivers, the creeks, the springs, the seas, for the clouds and the snow and rain. Waklau for the four-legged. Waklau for the finned ones. Waklau for the feathered ones. Waklau for the one-footed ones. For the trees, the grasses, and the bushes. We take time out this day to stand amongst us in prayer, and in our hearts we go out to the forest, to the mountains, to Mother Earth. We pray for her gentle settling. We ask a blessing at this time as we travel, that we may be smart, that we may be cautious, that the spirituals know we are coming, that we walk with purpose, that 2 miles above the mouth of the Mattole River is the gate, is the western gate of the medicine wheel that's upon the mountain above Salmon Creek. We take time out to be thankful to Mukwak Mishomish, Bear Grandfather, Cree from Canada, north of the Dakotas, came here in the 98, 99, when we were fighting for Headwaters Forest. Because we were struggling, he gave us that medicine wheel. That medicine wheel had 144 willow sticks, had 8 colors that went in the circle, and they went in the cross. And he created that medicine wheel, and they went in that medicine wheel, and they sanctuaried it. They made it a sanctuary. That is up on the mountain above Salmon Creek. I went back to that place, and those sticks those willow sticks that were stuck in the ground that had tobacco ties, a cloth with tobacco in it tied on each of those sticks. And all of them were bloomed. It was a green circle with a square in it with colored tobacco ties. It was awesome. On the mountain above Salmon Creek. We take time out this day to enjoy one another. We ask a blessing for the rivers, for our people who pray for them, walk for them, talk for them, stand up for them. We ask a blessing upon the mountains in this area. The continuation of creation. We ask a blessing this day for the food that we eat, for the hands that prepare it. That when we leave here, we just have joy in our heart and know that we're doing something good, that we are being good people, that we are seeing beauty and wishing for that and praying for that, walking for that, talking for that. And for all those who couldn't make it today, we ask the blessing to send them this beautiful way to be. And that's enough. Oh. Thank you. Thank you.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
You don't need to eat it to eat it, cookie cake. You don't need to eat it to eat it. It's cookie cake, yo. Mm.